Okay, I think it's rolling. Yep. Okay. So I start out with a fairly clean record. I use rubbing alcohol on it, and some things fell in there. This right here is like the container that you can get for mixing concrete and things like that. And I've got a turntable underneath this. I already got it stuck only by tape. Got tape on the bottom. The bottom gets a little messy because there's a lot of dry paint. I've done a few of these. I try to center it on here and I just press it down. And then to start with, I start out with white paint. I've got much more white paint than a lot of other things because you'll see later I use it to help the other paints flow to give more colors. And I stick this in the center the best I can. And then I start. This is really simple. This part is. You know what I forgot was my gloves. So let me get my gloves on. They're right over on the other side of the camera. Neon paint. Oh, it's questionable. They don't know for sure whether it causes your skin carcinogen for the skin to like give a form of cancer. But I think leaving a lot of different kinds of paints on your hands might cause them problems. So I'm getting all the lids off. Oops. Okay, let's see if I can get the look that I'm after. So what I do is just put some of the paint right in the middle. This has a little nub sticking up in the center. So I got reds. Of course, there's only 2 of those kinds. And then I'll put more white. I want to separate these more because and then there's just a few tricks. You try to get them centered so that there isn't any narrowness. If you want them to look like as if they're petals or something like that. I kind of like the way that it looks. It almost looks like, to me, some of them look like Indian medicine wheel or something. Or without the feathers, if I were to add feathers, because some of the things look like feathers. So that was a dark green also after the green. But it looks more turquoise because I added quite a bit of blue to it also. Trying to merge those colors. After a minute, I'm going to look at it and see how everything's coming out, whether or not it's pretty equal. If it's not pretty equal, all you have to do is turn the table so that it goes out on the side that isn't. This one's really low in paint. But I know it doesn't look it too much, but I really actually cleaned this. This will get really dirty. And I got, on Friday, this is Monday. On Friday, I ended up finally going to the ER because my doctor was worried about my heart to the point where they thought that maybe something was going on with my heart, but I had a bacterial infection in my lungs. Whether it's caused from my artwork, I don't know. But maybe it is just the fact that I got pneumonia. Our weather up here in New York is been hot and cold. Well, for us, hot was 40. Yep, 40 degrees in May. But we kept having snow, and it's been a long time since New York has had snow that late in the year. So what I'm seeing is this is going this way further than it's going this way. So I'm going to turn it again. Yeah, definitely was. So I'm looking at the colors, and I might change it up and not do so much green, because the blue is looking pretty green. So maybe I just won't use the one green there, so that it's more of a blue tone in there. So at this point, because we're getting to the color, I like to take this around. I'm trying real hard not to shake, because I do shake. But this is Monday. Friday I went into the ER. I had to be tested for the COVID. And I haven't heard anything. By today, this is the third day. So that means that I was negative. I didn't have COVID. But I did have pneumonia. Which they said was the same as bacterial infection in the lungs. So that's it's been a few days, and the antibiotics that they gave me made me feel quite a bit better. So I'm happy. Oh, was I gonna just skip this one? Maybe I'll try this one. And skip the turquoise one. This one's giving me a hard time. I don't know if I can stick something in it and it will stop. Let me try. Mine one with it still has a good point on it is a stick. I think I might have gotten it. Because I know I have more of this. There we go. It was just stuck. I'm skipping the turquoise and just putting blue on and see whether that gives us a trick or not. Okay, I probably could stop at this point and just turn it, but I'm doing one more area, one more round of colors. So this is pretty boring, but what I'll do is show you after I finish this one. I'll show you all the other ones because I'm doing 8. And I know that this is too boring and I don't have very much to talk about. But this is the first time I've been up here painting since last Monday. So it's been a whole week. I really haven't been feeling great. And let's see. I can do red in the middle, white in the middle. Let's do white. Let's finish off with this nice white and see how that works. Okay. I'm sad. I lost my plastic that I put the over here? No. Nope. Huh, weird. Well, I'll just grab a plastic bag, because what I like to do, and I'll show you, I like to take it off, and when I take it off, I pull it straight up, as straight up as I can. Let it sit for a second. Move it over here real quick. And then I can set it on my table over here. So, that's how that, you see the bubbles in the center, probably, I hope. But I like to pop them before I spin it. I don't know why it's there. We go. Got a lot of green in it. Let me see. 1, 2, 3 rings. 1, 2, 3.5 rings. So I just tilt it to try to get some of the paint down to the other sides so that it's as symmetrical as I can get it. Okay. Sometimes they end up. So again, I like to try to keep as much of the design as I can. I run more white around the edge, because that'll come off of the record first. So, ready? You gotta be kidding me. Well, not usually do I spin it, and you only have to spin it once. But that's what it looks like. Yeah. I'm going to try this without the green. This blue is very bright. The color gets darker after it dries. So, all I'm going to do now is take this up and transfer it over to my table that I've already got these all lined up for. Okay. Then, because I didn't show you before, I usually, all I do is I have a bunch of rags nearby and I wipe my hands off because there's paint on the edges that I just put my clean hands in. I take painter's blue tape. Just take a little piece and take an old record, put this over it so the paint doesn't fall out, like that. And then stick it on here the best I can. And I start again. What I will do is cut out this green. I'm going to take this green away. And I'm going to put water in my whites so that the white, or I can just pour more white when I pour it. How about I do that? So this over here, okay, it's going to have a little skin of a medallion with those colors that I already used. So I got the paints almost the same thickness. As long as the paints are the same thickness, you do good. and one doesn't overshine the other. But if something is thinner, especially when you spin it, that thinner paint will take over more of the other paints. And so I'm going to do this one not as much because I had thinned them from a few days ago. They ended up being thin enough to spin out, just spinning it twice, and usually I need to spin it out about 4 times. So there, I'm adding more white. A little bit more blue, a little less of the turquoise, and then the darker neon blue. By the time I'm done, it's going to be dark, and I'll be able to turn on my black light so that you can see everything. So, you see that I'm doing this, and I'm trying to go quickly so that I can show you it's spun out only after about 3 times around. A little more white, I forgot. I'm going to turn this because I know it's going to start changing. I got paint on me. So white and then blue. A little bit of the turquoise. Of course, to get turquoise with neons, you add green and blue together. Okay, I did probably, think I added some cobalt blue to give it a deeper, darker color. That's what I did with my neon blue that is darker, is I added, oh well. I'm getting towards the end. I guess I didn't need it to be a lot more white. But I'm going to do more white. Okay. Here we go. Then I'm going to end with white in the center and show you the spin out of this one. Okay. I can tell this side's more. Okay, so I'm going to use the same baggie, but I'm going to hold my hand so that I can hold this straight. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. So, looks pretty good. Still gonna put my torch to it, blow any, pop any bubbles. There's a few bubbles around. Okay. 1, 2, 3.5. A little bit less there. It's not just this way. It's this way. So I've got my Lazy Susan or turntable on top of tape and on top of something else. But anyway, you can see that some other day because, well, I might take it apart and show you after I'm done and after I'm back. So I'm getting my thing out of the way. So let's see how, let's see how good this turns. See, there was some pink. Well, right there's some pink on the tip. All right, so here we go. Going to the left. Oh my goodness. Again, one turn. Well, I think I added too much water and I made this really thin. But I think it's going to be pretty. I do have a neon, or I mean a light. Let me turn my light off here. And I'll show you that that's how it's going to look. So, LED lights, they do the same kind of thing. They actually will end up changing the colors. Some of the colors. So, all right, I'll be back in a few minutes. Well, to you, it won't take long.